We're back! Hello, my co-hosts. Hope you're doing well. I'm your host, Tyranno Senpai, and welcome to another episode of Tyranno Senpai's Toy Reviews. And no, your looks do not deceive you. I'm in a new house. It is a little bit messy, so if you do see some boxes and stuff lying around, just wanted to let you know that's the reason why. I'm so happy to finally be back at this, because today we are unboxing another special something from the beautiful, talented, fabulous Marco Makes. Boy howdy, I'm so excited for this one. But before we do get to the figure, I do have a little something here from Marco, as usual. You know, the little note that he sends out to all his subscribers and all that. And of course, some stickers. We have the traditional Marco's RubberSaurs right here. We also have Curse Big Fingers. This Marco Makes logo sticker here. Oh, this isn't a sticker, it's a business card. And it has the RubberSaurs T-Rex, the RubberSaurs Atrociraptor, which we'll be getting to soon, the RubberSaurs Series 2 Velociraptor, and the Kingdom Collection Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptor. This looks really cool. And there's a scan code here, which I will gladly show you guys, featuring a beautiful render of the T-Rex. And of course, the note, which isn't made out of paper anymore. It's made out of some other kind of material. I'm going to go ahead and read. Thank you for purchasing this model. By doing so, you are contributing to my channel and helping it evolve and improve the quality of my videos and of my work. I hope you enjoyed this model, which was made with care. There have been many hours of sculpting and many years of experience and studies behind the making. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Also, my nose is quite runny, so I'm going to go ahead and get a drink. But anyway, today we are unboxing the Marco Makes RubberSaurs Series 6 Posable Atrociraptor. And may I just say, this is possibly the best packaging I have ever seen for these RubberSaurs. The figure can be easily accessible through this little door here. We have all this beautiful cage here. It looks great. So let's go ahead and talk about the packaging. So first, the packaging is based on the Jurassic World Dominion kind of aesthetic. So we have like this amberish gold color. If you can see like little bends here, that's because this is how my package came. Unfortunately, shipping wasn't all that kind to it, but that's okay. We have the RubberSaurs logo here and the Series 6 collectible rubber dinosaur model over here. And then we have this beautiful packaging of the RubberSaurs Atrociraptor here. You can see it's Panthera over here in this window, and then we can see it's like this cage, which is kind of reminiscent of the ones we see in Dominion, which is really cool. At the bottom, we have Marco Makes Posable Atrociraptor. Let's see if I can read it. Handmade in England for adult collectors only, not meant for children. If we look at this side here, we can see the front of the Atrociraptor. Nothing much else to talk about. We look at the back of the box. We have Ghost, and I think that's Panthera or Tiger, and an Owen Grady. And here we have the RubberSaurs logo again, Series 6, Posable Rubber Dinosaur model. Scan code, and of course a little Easter egg, 10/6/2022, which I'm pretty sure was the release date for Jurassic World Dominion. Little bar here that you could scan. And then, of course, some stuff on the back, which says, the Atrociraptor is a ferocious pack hunter equipped with long, powerful legs and a short but tall snout packed with sharp, serrated teeth. It's not only deadly, but also extremely dangerous due to its fast running speeds. If encountered, fleeing could seem like a good idea, but it might already be too late. And then, of course, some of the usual details here. Subscribe, to support Marco Makes on all his social media, like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, and all that stuff. Oh, and there's also some new details here. Thanks to Sora Watanabe for molding and Alex Kendrick for casting. Special thanks to all the viewers, subscribers, supporters, and followers, like me. I think we're gonna stop wasting time and get this bad boy out of the box. And it's an easy assembly. Just remove the tape, and then you just pull the dinosaur out of the box just like that. Tell you what, I really like this packaging. I might like hang this somewhere. And here it is, folks. The first variant of the Atrociraptors from Jurassic World Dominion, Panthera. And oh, I think this is one of my favorite sculpts so far that I have. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now, out of all the raptors that I've gotten from Marco, I think this one's quite possibly one of the best ones I've ever seen. Probably the best one I've ever seen out of the RubberSaur line. So this Atrociraptor is meant to look like Panthera, so it's not meant to look like a real Atrociraptor. So we have the boxy head, which is iconic to them. There's so much scale detail in here because this time around, Marco's actually made the heads out of resin rather than out of rubber, which means you can get so much more of that detail, and it really does show in this sculpt. I'm really hoping it is showing up in this kind of light. We could see the classic kind of Atrociraptor beard, I want to call it. I don't want to call them spikes, but it kind of looks like a beard. Some of that crocodile-esque scales on the chin, and this, I guess, kind of like an iguana like bulge here on the side of the lower jaw. And of course we go up to the top, we see more of those tiny scales which look really finely done, and all the big bumps over there on the top of the head. If the camera will focus, there we go, right over there on top of that, which looks fantastic. From the front view, this thing looks menacing. Menacing, but also kind of derpy. And if you notice, this time Marco has actually sculpted all of the teeth. Because this one's resin instead of rubber, he can cram in more of that detail and also, of course, individually print these teeth, which is extraordinary. I really do love that he's done that. And we'll definitely compare this to the previous raptors that we got. So then we go all the way to the neck, right here. It's very short, and I can see a little teeny tiny gap right there, but that's not that big of a deal. I have SH Monster Arts figures, and they always have gaps where their arms and legs are, so this is totally fine. Plus, this is also, because of the articulation, so that's all good. Let's see. We got these beautiful patterns, this dark orangish brown with black stripes and this light gray going along the body, and some beautiful patterning here along the side of the neck. We got some very pitch black markings here with some faint gray markings there. We got some black over here at the top of the neck, which go, I think it comes from this part of the snout, although that's kind of more like a dry brush or something, and goes down the back right about here. I would say that this is like something that Mattel would pull, but at the same time, I know this is how Panthera actually looks, so this isn't quality control issues, you guys. This is actually meant to look like this. And then we see more of that orange, black, and gray patterning on the arms. So black for the claws. Also, if you'll note, the hands the palms face roughly towards each other like they would in real life, whereas other raptors, their wrists were pronated like that. They're facing more like this. And of course, these arms are still made of rubber, which is really cool, and I very much like it. And if we look at the belly, we can see there's a continuation of those crocodile-like scales going down to the chest area, and then it kind of fades into these smaller scales down there. So this looks fantastic. This feels so godlike. Then we come to the leg. There's these little warts over here on the thighs. These legs are also made out of resin instead of rubber, and that is something I'm so happy about. And for multiple reasons. And the detail in this looks so crisp. It's breathtakingly beautiful. We got that continuation of the dark orange and black and gray, which then fades into this tan color. The claws are painted black and have a gloss on them to make them shine. Although I have noticed with mine, there is a slight error. If you see there, the paint kind of stops there at the ends of the claws, but that's totally fine. These kind of things happen, and I could probably paint over it myself, so that's no big issue. It's definitely better than what Mattel pulls sometimes. And even the dew claws, look at that. Look at the tiny little dew claws. They're not tucked in the body anymore like they would be on just plain rubber legs. They're poking out And they've also been painted, which is fantastic. And of course, we have the long, dark orange tail with the black stripes, and of course, the gray underbelly. And if we look at the body, we can see the RubberSaurs logo right down there. I should also take a moment to mention that the bottom half of this dinosaur is also resin, whereas the top is rubber. So, why did Marco Makes decide to make the head, the belly, and the legs out of resin? Well, I'll show you. He made the head specifically because he wanted more crisper detail. This was all thanks to, Alex Kendrick, and of course several people like myself saying, the detail would look a lot better if the teeth were like individual. But of course you can't really do it all that well with, rubber. And the legs specifically, because, and I'll show you, there have been reports where the RubberSaurs velociraptors, like this one, have lost the ability to stand, unfortunately. Like, look at this velociraptor is beautiful. It is insanely beautiful. The sculpt is amazing. The detail is just so packed in there. The only downside is that, unfortunately, you can't stand it up anymore. Like, it'll stand for a little while, but then eventually it'll just do that because the legs are rubbery. I guess they're not meant to be stiff long term. So with this Atrociraptor figure, not only do you get an incredible amount of detail in the head, now that the teeth can be individually sculpted, but also you can have these sturdy legs, which will last even longer, probably even forever. I don't know. I just got this thing out of the box, so I don't know how long this will last. Hopefully for a good long while. And of course, some amazing articulation. Like, the fact that this is resin does not take away from the posability of this figure. So I think now we're just going to go ahead and start doing comparisons for this guy, if it'll stop wobbling like a bobblehead. So first up for comparisons, we have the Mesozoic planet Velociraptor, and it looks pretty funny standing alongside a Jurassic World Dominion dinosaur because it's all scaly and this one's feathered. It's more accurate. And here we have it standing alongside the Series 1 RubberSaurs Velociraptor. Unfortunately, this one can't stand either. What I will say though, as soon as if Marco does another run of the Series 1 and 2 Velociraptors here, I am definitely going to be picking them up because I'm pretty sure, and well, I'm hoping that the rubber legs and the rubber head will be a thing of the past for these guys, so we can get like more detailed heads and legs for these two. And for one more comparison, because most of my figures are still packed away, I just brought a couple out for this review. Here it is, right next to the Hammond Collection T-Rex. And even then, it is still absolutely puny. Look at the size of this guy. He's so small. I think that does it for comparisons. Let's go ahead and talk about, articulation. So when it comes to articulation, as with usual, RubberSaurs, they're only, 5 points. So you have a movable jaw with some exquisitely painted teeth. I forgot to mention how nicely colored the tongue and the membranes are, because they also have gloss on them, which makes them shine, which is absolutely beautiful, by the way. We also have the arms, which can move back and forth like this, and we also have the legs, which also move back and forth. So not much in the range of posability, but for what it is beautiful. In conclusion, what are my thoughts? This is definitely a step above my expectations. This is definitely better than the Series 1 and 2 Raptors that I have so far. I can only hope that the future Raptors will also look like this. I mean, I'm pretty sure they will, no doubt about it. This looks insanely beautiful. I'm looking forward to seeing the other Atrociraptors. Ghost, Tiger. The one I'm looking for specifically is red. That's my favorite of the bunch. I love his colors and all that. He looks gorgeous, even though he was barely in the film. But yeah, this is truly amazing. As far as uploads go, I am trying to get back into my normal schedule, but bear in mind, I just moved into a new house, so I'm still trying to get acclimated to a new environment. But with that said, I'm looking forward to, more figures from Marco makes. I mean, I'm expecting another one from and I'm expecting a Dino-Kyrus. Hopefully they'll come soon. And of course, the new wave of Minisaurs, because Marco has released a Giganotosaurus, and later today, the Carnotaurus is supposed to come out, and I'm assuming the next one after that is going to be the Spinosaurus. So that's going to be fun. Also, I have my Hammond Collection Velociraptor that I am going to replace the head and feet of and paint on a live stream. So I hope you guys are excited for that. If you are, and you want to see more unboxings like this, leave a like, subscribe today, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything new. Link to the Discord in the description down below. Special thanks to Marco and Sora and Alex Kendrick for making this review possible, because really, you guys are champions. And anyway, until next time, this is Tyrannosenpai signing off. Alrighty then, take care now. Bye-bye then.